Keep the cheering going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. In the face of COVID-19, staying healthy is important. And now the same is true as we face the flu. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Fortunately, it's easy to protect yourself. The flu vaccine is safe and effective, and with COVID-19 still spreading, it's essential. To see how you can hit this virus head-on, visit michigan.gov/flu. Now that the vaccine is available for children 5 and up, why do you recommend it?
Kids are part of the community and they can spread COVID.
We're seeing both healthy children getting sick from the virus as well as children with underlying health conditions.
They can easily bring the virus home to other people that are vulnerable and make them sick as well.
This vaccine can change that and keep children safe.
It's essential that your children get vaccinated to protect them, to protect your families, and to protect those in the community around you.
I'm feeling good.
Let's savor these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the dining out going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. Let's relish these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the festivals going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick.
The virus will die.
It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer.
Because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine to keep safe and strong.
Be happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
Let's whoop it up for these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the cheering going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. In the face of COVID-19, staying healthy is important. And now the same is true as we face the flu. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Fortunately, it's easy to protect yourself. The flu vaccine is safe and effective, and with COVID-19 still spreading, it's essential. To see how you can hit this virus head-on, visit michigan.gov/flu. Now that the vaccine is available for children 5 and up, why do you recommend it?
Kids are part of the community and they can spread COVID.
We're seeing both healthy children getting sick from the virus as well as children with underlying health conditions.
They can easily bring the virus home to other people that are vulnerable and make them sick as well.
This vaccine can change that and keep children safe.
It's essential that your children get vaccinated to protect them, to protect your families, and to protect those in the community around you.
You're listening to your radio homes from the Megacast, 89.3 WBLD Orchard Lake and 88.1 WBFH Bloomfield Hills. Today's edition of the Megacast begins now. Welcome to the Megacast, our live local daily TV, radio, and streaming show looking into all things Michigan. I'm Tyler Kieft. Today we'll be talking to a number of people about topics of interest and importance to Michiganders like you. Let's begin with what's making headlines on CivicCenterTV.com's local news page. Our top story today comes from Frank Witzel at the Detroit Free Press as Michigan gas prices once again are going down about 16 cents. They've gone down recently. and are below $4 a gallon in Metro Detroit. After a spike, prices were down on Monday by 16 cents from a week ago to $4.05 per gallon across the state, according to AAA. The price is still 17 cents more than this time last month and almost over $0.75 more than it was a year ago. According to Adrian Woodland from AAA, a spokesperson for the organization, quote, Michigan motorists continue to see pump prices decline, with some metro areas, across the state, seeing averages below $4 per gallon. If demand continues to remain low as oil prices slide, drivers could see pump prices continue to come down. Metro Detroit's average gas price, as was mentioned, under $4 per gallon, the average being $3.92 per gallon. That's about 16 cents less than last week's average. The most expensive gas, however, in the state is around Marquette at $4.24 a gallon, Jackson at $4.22, and Saginaw at $4.18 per gallon. The least expensive averages, of course, Metro Detroit at $3.92, as well as Traverse City at $3.96, and Ann Arbor at $4.07 per gallon. The national average price for gas currently is at $3.80 per gallon. That is a decline for the second consecutive week. Also making headlines today from Mike Martindale at the Detroit News. The more details are beginning to emerge in the case against Oxford High School's alleged shooter from a year ago, who, of course, pled guilty on Monday to over 24 charges, including terrorism and 4 counts of first-degree murder. And according to this article from Mike Martindale in Oakland County Circuit Court, the alleged shooter said he gave his father the money to buy the gun and that the weapon was not locked up on the day of the shooting. His parents, James and Jennifer Crumbly, have been accused by prosecutors of gross negligence and are currently awaiting trial as well. That led to the killings, and both face up to 15 years in prison if found guilty on 4 counts each of involuntary manslaughter. It was the first time that the 16-year-old alleged shooter, who pled guilty, of course, on Monday, to multiple charges, detailed how he actually received the weapon, and particularly how he obtained the weapon and brought it with him to school on the day of the incident on November 30th, yesterday. That, according to a statement in a press conference from Oakland County prosecutor Karen McDonald. McDonald said, quote, he did say in his own words that his father bought the gun with his money that he gave to his father and that it was not locked. And those facts are very important. For his case, we charged him and he's been convicted of terrorism, and it goes to his state of mind and his preparation and premeditation. So that is why that was part of his plea, and closed quote. McDonald did decline to comment on whether the new gun details would be used in the case against James and Jennifer Crumbly, who are still awaiting trial, a still to be determined date that will occur in January of 2023. The shooter's comments in court contradicted earlier statements by both of his parents. According to court documents, parents have maintained that they had no idea that their son posed a threat to anyone, and that the gun police said they took from him had been hidden in a locked drawer in their bedroom. Attorneys for the couple wrote in a court filing that very statement earlier on this year. The attorneys wrote in the filing that, quote, the Crumbleys did have the gun at issue in a locked and hidden location, and closed quote. The alleged shooter made the admission while pleading guilty to 12 counts of possession of a firearm in the commission of a felony. And of course, he was convicted earlier on this week after pleading guilty to 24 charges, including those gun charges, terrorism, and 4 counts of first-degree murder in the slaying of students Hannah St. Juliana, Madison Baldwin, Tate Meir, and Justin Schilling last November. You can read more details on this article from Mike Martindale on these new details emerging in the case against the Oxford High School shooter, as well as his parents, James and Jennifer Crumbly. CivicCenterTV.com/local-news, and click through this article from the Detroit News. Finally, making headlines today on CivicCenterTV.com's local news page from Isabel Lohman and Mike Wilkinson at Bridge, Michigan, as we get more details emerging from over the course of the COVID-19 pandemic and the impact that the pandemic has and continues to have on our education system. Bridge, Michigan did a great report on student scores falling along with the nation's all across the COVID-19 pandemic, particularly in key areas including math. Reading and math scores in Michigan and across the country were hurt significantly by the COVID-19 pandemic between 2019 and 2022, according to these metrics. In Michigan, fourth grade students recorded their lowest reading scores in over 30 years, according to results of the National Assessment of Educational Progress, or NAEP, which is often referred to as the nation's report card. Those statistics were released on Monday. Scores also declined in fourth grade math, eighth grade reading and math as well, but were not as dramatic as those other scores, as the fourth grade reading scores were, being that they were the lowest in their 30 in over 30 plus years. Another cause for alarm, the long-standing gap between low-income students and those from more affluent communities that widened considerably as a result of the pandemic over those 3 years. Experts say declines were proof of the impact of unprecedented disruptions due to COVID-19, as most states banned in-person learning in the spring of 2019-2020's school year, and many districts went between remote and in-person learning throughout 2021 and even into 2022. Monday's release of national scores, in which Michigan finished in the middle of the pack, raised a number of concerns. Quote, the results in today's NAEP are appalling and unacceptable, and close quote, said U.S. Secretary of Education, Secretary Miguel Cardona, in a press statement. Cardona continued on by saying, quote, they are a reminder of the impact of the pandemic that was had on our learners and the important work we must do now for our students. This is a moment of truth for education. How we respond to this will determine not only our recovery, but our nation's standing in the world, and closed quote. That full article from Isabel Lohman and Mike Wilkinson at Bridge, Michigan, as well as more supporting materials and statistics from this study across 2019 to 2022 on the impact of COVID-19 in our education system, can be found linked on our website, civiccentertv.com, on our local news page. All those headlines are on that page, along with up-to-date information on COVID-19 from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, as well as the Oakland County Health Division. We have a great show ahead on this Tuesday edition of the Megacast. Coming up next, we'll talk to Dr. Chandra L. Scott from Diverse Voices Initiative. This is coming up next. You're watching and listening to the Megacast.
I'm feeling good.
Let's savor these moments. Made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the dining out going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. Let's relish these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the festivals going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick.
The virus will die.
It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer.
Because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine to keep safe and strong. Be like happy, having fun everywhere.
Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
Let's whoop it up for these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the cheering going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date.
Welcome back to the Megacast, our live local daily TV, radio, and streaming show about all things Michigan. I'm Tyler Kieft. Learn more about our program on our website, civiccentertv.com/megacast, where you'll find more information on all of our partnering stations across the Great Lakes State, including My Michigan TV, and find all of our full shows and individual interviews on demand. Again, that's civiccentertv.com facebook.com/megacast. At Oakland University, coming up this weekend, an important set of conversations and discussions on diversity and anti-racism work will happen at the 20th Annual Diverse Voices Conference. That will happen virtually via Zoom, 10 a.m. on Saturday, October 29th. Joining us now is the founder and the president of the Diverse Voices Initiative, Dr. Shonda L. Scott from Oakland University, with us on the Megacast. Dr. Scott, thanks for being with us today.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate having you on to talk about this. The 20th Annual Diverse Voices Conference will be happening this weekend over Zoom. It's a great opportunity for people in the community to learn about the diverse voices in the community, but also to have really important discussions and get important information on anti-racism work that is happening in our community and that continues to need to happen in our community to bridge those gaps that we continue to see so often rear their ugly heads in our society nowadays. 20 years of this has been going on through Oakland University. So tell us about the Diverse Voices Initiative and some of its basic goals, not just at Oakland, but in the greater community.
Well, it's a program that I started when I first came to Oakland. I had attended the Harvard Graduate School of Education for my master's and Teachers College, Columbia University, and I was just really excited how students there would just want to meet for coffee and find out about what's going on in your town. I mean, people from Spain and Germany, people you normally don't connect with. So I wanted to create something that was focused on diversity, which was my area of study in both my master's and PhD work. And so I came up with the idea of the Diverse Voices Conference to provide a platform for students, faculty, staff, and community leaders to share a platform together. So this is a program where students participate and they don't get a grade for. They just want to have something to say. They have something to add. As I learned, students come to the university with knowledge already. And many times we don't tap into that because, you want to hear what I have to say. So I have found it to be a wonderful conference. It provides a platform for students to engage, with the public. It's an opportunity to enhance their critical thinking skills, their public speaking skills. I think it does a lot. I think at the college level, there's far too few opportunities for students to share their intellectual capital and many opportunities like for football and basketball. So, I'm doing a small piece to try to level the playing field, but I can't take all of the credit because each time the conference rolls, then students from the audience will come and say, I want to do it next year. I want to do it next year. And so that has been the driving force because like I said, it was like an experiment, but, I'm just happy to see that Oakland students want to engage in, these critical conversations, as you mentioned, that are so important, especially now.
And it's important too, because this year's conference theme is anti-racism work, a necessity in the 21st century and beyond. And it's about expanding these conversations beyond identifying the systemic issues and certainly systemic racism, because it's one thing to identify that in the community. It's another thing to work toward solutions. So how does this conference, or how do you plan on with this conference, with those that will be speaking, the conversations that will be had to make that distinction between identifying racism and identifying systemic issues and addressing them head on in our communities?
Mm-hmm. Good question. Well, I believe the students that came forward this year are coming at it from different points of view, which they do at all conferences because the title is usually broad. So it gives people a lot of leeway to come at it. So I think people are going to share their own experience. I have a diverse group of speakers. I think one of our speakers is coming from the autism field. And she's going to be talking about, what she can do in that field. We have another speaker that's an educator, that's a principal, that's going to be coming forward talking about it. And then our keynote speaker is a professor of marketing, which is Dr. Janetta Sims from the University of Central Oklahoma. And she's also the dean of the graduate college. And her and I have worked together before because she has a similar program that's called Diverse Scholars. And I had Diverse Voices. And so we have kind of combined those efforts. But I do think the whole point of the conference is, for people at different levels, whether you're a dean of a graduate college or undergraduate student in the College of Liberal Arts, you're saying, what am I going to do? And I think that's what's really missing. It's just like you said, we can identify the problems, but what are we doing about the problems? So hopefully this will be a match starter, to get people thinking about what can I do? Because all of us have to do this. It's not one person's job.
More information can be found on this conference, and a link to the Zoom meeting can also be found by visiting oakland.edu/OU magazine. Oakland.edu/OU magazine. There's a great article about it called Virtual Diverse Voices Conference to explore the necessity of anti-racism work with keynote speaker Dr. Janetta D. Sims. Again, on oakland.edu. And that conference coming up on Saturday, October 29th. That's this week, Saturday at 10 a.m. virtually via Zoom. We're joined by the founder and the president of the Diverse Voices Initiative at Oakland University, Dr. Shonda L. Scott, on today's edition of the Megacast. What's your suggestion for your students and for other participants in this conference to take what they learn and what they discuss at this conference on Saturday over Zoom and take from that day all that knowledge and put it into action? What steps can they take that day and in the days, weeks, and months ahead to make change in their area of the community based on what they learn on Saturday?
Well, that's a good question. I think that, they can really learn from the student perspective all the way up to the faculty perspective, to the things they're doing. And hopefully that will encourage them to do more reading, to be more aware of what's being presented in the news, make a better connection, have a better understanding about the critical nature of racism in society and how all of us need to engage in anti-racism work.
Again, more information can be found on oakland.edu for more information on the Diverse Voices Conference. This year's theme, anti-racism work, a necessity in the 21st century and beyond. And again, that is a Zoom conference, 10 a.m. Saturday, October 29th, 10 a.m. virtually via Zoom. A number of great speakers here too as well. But beyond this conference, it's your 20th annual conference, happens once a year. What other initiatives are put on throughout the year or other discussions throughout the year if people want to get involved in the Diverse Voices Initiative at Oakland?
Mm-hmm. Well, previously we've had other initiatives that would support the diverse voices. So we had the Bernie Middle School Jazz Band. We've had a debate. We've had a poetry contest. So we do a lot of things, but usually the conference is just once a year. But Oakland does have a lot of activities on their website through the Center of Multicultural Initiatives that I encourage our participants to check out when they go on the Oakland link, because we do have a lot of events that are open to the community.
Again, that this year's conference, the Diverse Voices Annual Conference, the 20th annual conference is happening Saturday, October 29th at 10 a.m. over Zoom. You can find more information online at oakland.edu. That's oakland.edu. Go over to their Oakland University News through Oakland University Magazine, oakland.edu/OU Magazine. Read the article, Virtual Diverse Voices Conference to explore necessity of anti-racism work. For more information on this year's conference, the Diverse Voices Initiative at Oakland University, and of course, to click on that Zoom link and join Dr. Scott and others for these important discussions on Saturday. Dr. Scott, I want to give you a couple more minutes. Anything else you'd like to discuss on the Diverse Voices Initiative, certainly this year's conference, or other information we haven't discussed yet today?
Well, I just want to encourage, people to, check us out. It's a free conference. It provides good discussion, good speeches. And also this year, we're featuring the renowned Oakland University Steel Drum Band. And if you had not heard them, they're just awesome. It was something I wanted to do over my 20 years at Oakland, was to learn how to do that. Now it's 20 years later and I still haven't learned. So I want people to check it out because they are awesome and they do provide conferences as well. But my other work involves at Oakland University. I'm also the coordinator of the Graduate Human Diversity, Inclusion, and Social Justice Certificate Program. So it's an opportunity for students and business professionals to come back and get some more learning in these areas that they may not have gotten in their academic preparation. So that program was launched in 2019, and it's going very well. We're attracting students not only in Michigan, but from the surrounding areas, Wisconsin, Chicago area as well. So that's going really well. And I teach the diversity courses in my program, the Department of Organizational Leadership in the School of Education. And so I think that my work, it really feeds into one another. Many academic professionals, have a variety of areas that they explore. But for me, my teaching, scholarship, and service is all focused in one area. So I'm just really energetic about it. Just as I started some 20 years ago, I feel just as energetic. So I'm just really excited this year to see that the conference has maintained 20 years and going strong.
Really important information and great conversation, a chance for an excellent learning opportunity this weekend, Saturday, October 29th, 10 a.m. via Zoom. It's the Diverse Voices Initiative's annual conference happening on Saturday. More information on all these on this program and all programs at Oakland University can be found on oakland.edu. Dr. Scott, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We'll take a break. On the other side, we'll be joined by a local business owner who is helping to make your special moments in life a little bit more special. That's coming up next. You're watching and listening to the Megacast.
In the face of COVID-19, staying healthy is important. And now the same is true as we face the flu. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Fortunately, it's easy to protect yourself. The flu vaccine is safe and effective, and with COVID-19 still spreading, it's essential. To see how you can hit this virus head-on, visit michigan.gov/flu. Now that the vaccine is available for children 5 and up, why do you recommend it?
Kids are part of the community and they can spread COVID.
We're seeing both healthy children getting sick from the virus as well as children with underlying health conditions.
They can easily bring the virus home to other people that are vulnerable and make them sick as well.
This vaccine can change that and keep children safe.
It's essential that your children get vaccinated to protect them, to protect your families, and to protect those in the community around you.
I'm feeling good.
Let's savor these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the dining out going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. Let's relish these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the festivals going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date.
Welcome back to the Megacast, our live local daily TV, radio, and streaming show about all things Michigan. I'm Tyler Kieft. Learn more about our program on our website, civiccentertv.com/megacast, where you'll find more information on all of our partnering stations across the Great Lakes State, including My Michigan TV. Well, there are tons of special moments that we have here all across the year and really all throughout life that are commemorated in many different ways with special decorations and certain mementos that also make those moments and those memories last for a lifetime. Joining us now is someone that helps to contribute to those lifelong lasting memories. April Cobb is the owner and the principal designer at Tender Moments LLC, joining us on today's edition of the Megacast. April, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate having you on. I see you got some designs right there with you and
Oh, yes.
a very interesting background. So tell us first about Tender Moments, about this business, and what made you want to get into this line of work.
Absolutely. Tender Moments is a full service event planning and design company. I started the business in 2008. I really, at the beginning, we were just focused on our gift collections. And so I would make stuff and just give it away, make it and give it away, and some holiday seasonal decor. And my family and friends just kept saying, you should sell this stuff. And I'm like, oh no, it's just a hobby. It was kind of a stress reliever for me when I was in grad school. And here we are now in 2022, and we've evolved such that we're full service event planning and design, and we specialize in custom handcrafted decor, events, and gifts for life's happy milestones.
And so take us through some of these different kinds of events and milestones that you participate in, and what sort of services that you do provide to commemorate those moments.
Absolutely. Well, at the top of our list is weddings. So I am definitely, I don't like to say hopeless romantic, but a hopeful romantic and a marriage advocate. And so it's really exciting to be able to share in couple special days. We offer full service as well as partial planning and day of coordination services for weddings. We also do what we call our Tender Moments fairy tale package, which is where we would come in and do all of the decor. So your ceremony decor, your reception decor. We also offer floral designs. So we're known for our Bling Dreams wedding collection. This is one of our brooch bouquets. And I'm excited to announce that we've recently started to offer some fresh florals. So this is actually a fresh bridal bouquet that I just made up. And so that's kind of a newer line that we're offering fresh floral centerpieces as well as for the bridal party flowers. But besides weddings, baby showers, birthday parties, milestone birthdays, we've got a big 50th birthday that we've got coming up for a client. It's going to be a 1950s sock hop theme, Greece. So I'm super excited about that. Corporate events, and certainly graduations. So next year, 2023, we're already booking for graduation parties and open houses and prom send-offs and just all the fun stuff. We're here for it all.
It's interesting too, because there's so many different kinds of moments and so many different kinds of different events that you are catering to, and you're doing this work for, and it all kind of goes around the different personalities that are involved too. So it's not just each kind of event is different, but each event in and of itself is something different too. And so as you're approaching each one of these different clients that's coming in, or each one of these different events, where do you start in your design, and take us through your process?
Yeah, so our process, the first thing we start with is a consultation. And during the pandemic, we kind of shifted to doing Zoom consultations for our initial consult. And then as we get a little further in the process, we come together face to face or go to venues together and so forth. But the first things I want to know is because again, we customize this. That's one of the things that differentiates us. It's not just about, like you said, the event, but making it unforgettable and adding in those touches and details that really cater to the honoree. So who's the honoree? What's the occasion? What are some of their favorite things? Can I incorporate their favorite color, their hobbies? What at the end of the day is going to make their heart smile and make this even more memorable? Putting their name on things, their initials, the date. And so we sit down with everyone because no two events are exactly alike. And certainly we're not giving you an off the shelf thing. So we're going to custom tailor it to meet their style, their theme, their budget, as well as being able to, again, just add those personal touches. I love to add those details and touches that just make my clients go, wow, oh, this. And, half the time honorees are like, that's my favorite such and such. I'm like, yep, I know. I've been doing research on you. So we get all the intel that we can get.
More information can be found on tendermoments.org. That's tendermoments.org, or call them 248-469-3796. 248-469-3796. 3796. And what's the response been like? Because these are all, it's one thing to go through, a big time service that, pulls in a bunch of flowers. You pick out a design from a website, they ship it in, and it's just there and it's done and you're arranging it. But to go through somebody or go through a company that is working directly with you and is catering to each and every one of these little details that will really make that special, makes it a whole different experience.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We are that personalized service, that personalized touch. We're certainly known for our unique designs. A lot of people come to me because they want something over the top. They want something unique. They don't want what everybody else has or something off the shelf, but also those personal touches. It's the little things. It's not always just the grand gestures, but the thoughtfulness behind it. We also are very intentional about connecting with our audience and connecting with our potential clients and customers, and just encouraging them to celebrate every moment of life. I think if we didn't get anything else out of this pandemic, we learned that life is precious and tomorrow's not promised. And so, you know what, even if it's not the biggest thing to you, or maybe it's not a big milestone, but it's just because, do it. Now is a great time to love. We've said love is not canceled. A lot of stuff got canceled and shifted in the pandemic, but our mantra has been love is not canceled. And so we do that. We connect with our community and our followers on Facebook and Instagram. But on both platforms, we're at Tender Moments LLC. We started a Facebook group for our wedding couples, and it's called From Yes to I Do Virtual Bride and Groom Suite. So they can join our group and kind of just like connect with other people who are in that same stage of life, who planning a wedding, getting ready to graduate, like what's next steps. And then, again, just creating those memorable moments with your families, and just like knowing that sometimes it's not the big things, but it's the everyday little things. So we talk about hashtag 365 tender moments. That mantra for us is really just about like finding joy in like those everyday moments. I love a grand celebration like everybody else, but I'm grateful to God every day for the time that I get to share with my family and my husband, my sons, and our extended family and friends. Absolutely.
More information can be found on tendermoments.org or call 248-469-3796. Again, tendermoments.org. And if you scroll to the bottom of the page, you can also connect with them across social media, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, and even their YouTube page, and see all the great work that April and her team do in action. And you mentioned the pandemic and how it's kind of changed people's perspectives on life and on these special moments. Has that brought a certain momentum to you now that people are back out and about and really want to start celebrating these moments again, really more passionately than maybe ever before?
Absolutely. I would say things, of course, slowed down in 2020, and then we had to get creative. We were doing like drive-by celebrations and, putting things on the lawn and sending things for folks, deliveries on the porch. And then 2021, last year, and really into this year, has just been explosive with in-person events and celebrations, and kind of playing a catch-up. So sometimes we've done, actually this year, we've done at least two weddings where they had already had the ceremony, like small private ceremony, either in 2020 or 2021. And then they wanted to get the family together this year and really just kind of have a big party. So we did some really grand receptions that were, again, the couple was already married, but it was like, hey, we're still celebrating this thing, and let's bring in more people because maybe they only had 15 people or 20 people or whatever that was with them on the actual day of the wedding. And so I think that people, again, are just more passionate about coming together now, not taking for granted that these happy milestones, because we've had some rough times. So you know what? Let's not dwell on that. Let's harp on the good things that are going on and find reasons to celebrate and come together and really make it memorable, because that's really what matters. That's what adds to our overall quality of life. And I'm just so happy and blessed to be able to assist people with celebrating and commemorating those type of moments and creating keepsakes as well.
More information can be found on tendermoments.org. Tendermoments.org is their website. And the phone number 248 469 3796. 248 469 3796. And April, you're an expert. You've seen plenty of different kinds of events, you made plenty of different kinds of designs, and got a variety of different reactions and memories made based on your creation, your team's creation. So for somebody that's going into this process, or they're looking to create a perfect design for one of these events, or that perfect memento that will really commemorate a big moment in somebody's life, what suggestions do you have for your clients going into that process to make it as interesting and certainly as memorable as possible on the other side?
Yeah, I think it always goes back to knowing the person and thinking about what's important to them. What are those things that they love? If this is, we've got an event that's booked for 2023 already, and it's for a classic car enthusiast, right? And so for this 70th birthday, we're gonna add these touches of, classic cars and make it like his name, his dream cruise, right? And so when he walks in, I asked his wife, well, what was his first car? What is his dream car? What is the thing that he just loves? And so again, in that case, we're talking about classic cars, but it can be, what's your favorite flower? Oh, she loves lilies. Oh, this person is a nurse. We want to, add some things in there about nursing, or they've been a teacher for so many years. Again, your favorite color. I don't know your favorite. What's your favorite color, Tyler?
Green. Let's go green.
Green. Listen, I would green it out. For me, my family and friends know anything pink, any shade of pink, she's going to love it, right? So just really getting those details together. And then there's people who come to me and they say, I have no idea. I'm not really sure. And so that's where I come in and try to help brainstorm and give ideas about what we could do, how we can personalize it. Even again, just seeing something as simple as your name, your initials somewhere, the date, a really nice plaque. I always try to incorporate keepsakes. And then, gift giving, right? So we have people who come to us for custom gift wrap and packaging service. And so it's not always what you give. It doesn't have to be $1 million or something like that. It's super expensive, but it's not just what you give, but how you give it. So they come to me and I put it in like a really amazing packaging or big bows. Again, add those personal touches. I had a guy come to me, his wife's name was Tiffany. And so we did all her birthday gifts in like a Tiffany theme, like a Tiffany & Co. inspired theme, but with her last name and her name, but with those colors. And I did a custom gift box that was 5 tiers tall, and each layer was filled with her favorite snacks, some of her favorite treats. And then as she got to the top, he had some kind of more additional gifts in terms of, her favorite cologne and different things like perfumes and things like that. But, just those little things, like I love Snickers and you had Snickers. It's like, those things mean a lot to people because it means you care and you're thoughtful and you're thinking of them.
Well, April, we thank you for joining us, telling us more about Tender Moments and what goes into this process of making a lot of really happy memories for a lot of people in our local area. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. Tendermoments.org is their website. It's tendermoments.org. And one more time, their phone number, 248 469 3796. 248 469 3796. We'll take a break on the Megacast. Coming up next, we'll talk to a local nonprofit helping to encourage kids to power through the tough times in life, stay inspired, and do great things with the great abilities that they have inside of each and every one of them. That's coming up next. You're watching and listening to the Megacast.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick. The virus will die. It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer. Because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine to keep safe and strong.
Be happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
Let's whoop it up for these moments. Made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the cheering going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. In the face of COVID-19, staying healthy is important. And now the same is true as we face the flu. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Fortunately, it's easy to protect yourself. The flu vaccine is safe and effective, and with COVID-19 still spreading, it's essential. To see how you can hit this virus head on, visit michigan.gov/flu. Now that the vaccine is available for children 5 and up, why do you recommend it?
Kids are part of the community and they can spread COVID.
We're seeing both healthy children getting sick from the virus as well as children with underlying health conditions.
They can easily bring the virus home to other people that are vulnerable and make them sick as well.
This vaccine can change that and keep children safe.
It's essential that your children get vaccinated to protect them, to protect your families, and to protect those in the community around you.
Welcome back to the Megacast, our live local daily TV, radio, and streaming show about all things Michigan. I'm Tyler Keefe. Learn more about our program on our website, civiccentertv.com/megacast, where you'll find more information on all of our partnering stations across the Great Lakes state, including My Michigan TV, and find all of our full episodes and each individual interview from today's show and all of our shows in the past as well. civiccentertv.com/megacast. Joining us now on the Megacast is Shadora L. Ford, the founder, CEO, and the lead mentor of Destined for Greatness, who for over 10 years now has been inspiring young ladies to be empowered and motivated through all the tough times and beyond, and of course, tap into some of the greatness inside each and every one of them. Shadora, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you so much, Tyler, for having me.
Appreciate having you on. First off, tell us a bit about Destined for Greatness and what motivated you to begin this organization.
I get so excited just thinking about it. But I was 19 actually when I started the program. It was back in 2010 of June. I saw a need that there was no one filling. And at that time, I was just like, oh, this could be a small hobby. Okay, this is going to last maybe a couple of years. And then one of these days, I'll relocate further up in Michigan or something, and at least it'll be a program that's here. It has not let me leave at all because it's so near and dear to my heart. But Destined for Greatness was formed in 2010 to be a program for at-risk girls to help them, girls ages 11 to 21, avoid the pipeline to prison, avoid early pregnancy. So we do specialize in pregnancy prevention, and also to overall just help them overcome a lot of barriers that they may face being young ladies in the community. So from there in 2016, we opened Destined for Greatness Community Resource Center that not only helps the girl, but helps their entire household. And from there, we've served over 5,000 girls and helped over 10,000 families and individuals.
And so when you found this organization, what did you imagine would be some of the services or the programs that you would enact with Destined for Greatness in order to achieve some of those goals you sought out to achieve?
At 19 years old, I was like the big sister. I'm an only child, so I had to get used to letting other people into my space first and foremost. But I just envisioned a place where we could all thrive, field trips and that of the sort, just making sure that they feel empowered and that they did feel loved. And so we would do field trips, we would do the movies, we would do laser tag and different fun things. But at the same time, there were empowerment tools and breakout sessions that we would have that made them become accountable for their own destiny.
And so how can people, if they're interested in joining in on some of these programs, getting their kids involved, how can they get involved with Destined for Greatness?
They can definitely go on our website at www.dfgdetroit.com. Another way they can get involved, we are very elated to have received an email late last night upon me getting ready for today's show, but we received an email stating that for the third year in a row, we're going to receive the Governor's Award. And so right now we're preparing to get our girls ready, and we're going to take them out to a local restaurant downtown Detroit, and then we're going to take them over to the Fox Theater so that they can become a part of history as we share this with Detroit. So it's a great time to get your girls involved. We just had a wonderful empowerment weekend. Definitely get the girls involved.
More information can be found on dfgdetroit.com. That's dfgdetroit.com, or visit sharedetroit.org, where Destined for Greatness is one of over 325 charities and nonprofits that are supported on the Share Detroit platform. Again, dfgdetroit.com is their website. At this time, or up to this point, being that you've been doing this for about 10 years, over 10 years, for almost 12 years at this point. How many young ladies have you supported so far? And what sort of impact have you had on all these different lives?
So we did Detroit did a research study. In 2020, we had successfully mentored over 5,000 girls. At that time, we had helped at least over 11,000 families. Well, the pandemic has hit. We were out boots on the ground every Tuesday and Thursday, impacting people by providing essential items, diapers, wipes, and so much more. So I would imagine going before that group again and doing another data analysis, but I can imagine we're well over 10,000 just with the pandemic alone, because now we are located in Detroit, Atlanta, and Baltimore, Maryland.
More information, again, can be found at dfgdetroit.org if you want to get involved with Destined for Greatness in our local area and find out more about some of the many programs, as well as their other drives and initiatives here in the local area. So far, or at this time, what are some of your current ongoing drives or donation initiatives that people can participate in if they'd like to help out Destined for Greatness?
So we have a monthly, every third Thursday since COVID happened. It's allowed us to pivot and shift in a way that we've never seen before. But since COVID, we have been serving from our parking lot, which we call curbside pickup. And people can come out and pick up diapers and wipes and food and adult continence, men and women's hygiene kits, household essentials. So that now that we're outside in the parking lot serving curbside, that happens every third Thursday of the month from 2 until 4 p.m. We definitely would love to have anyone who would like to volunteer come out. We're ramping up for our turkey giveaway for the month of October. And if you got a turkey or a ham or even a canned good, we would love for you to donate. But this past Thursday, it was cold and it was raining. And I wanted to make a statement, so I did not wear a coat. That was not wise. I'm glad I'm not sick. But I did not want to wear a coat because I wanted stakeholders and people who had came out to start a conversation asked me where was my coat. And I said, I won't wear a coat until our children are covered with coats. So we're doing a coat drive. It's cold now. We don't want to wait till December. We want to start amping up now to get in coats, scarves, hats, gloves, whatever you can donate so that the child can be warm this winter season. Please do so. Baby items is always essential. Adult diapers, anything that you feel that can help another person, please feel free to donate it. And you can go also on www.dfgdetroit.com to find out more ways to donate.
More information, again, as was said, can be found on dfgdetroit.com. That's dfgdetroit.com for more information on their ongoing and their future drives and donation initiatives. So we are joined on the Megacast today by Shadora L. Ford. She is the founder, CEO, and the lead mentor of Destined for Greatness on today's edition of the program. You can also learn more information and different ways you can help Destined for Greatness at sharedetroit.org, as well as other information on over 300 charities and nonprofits in our local area supporting people across the board in a number of different ways. sharedetroit.org. You mentioned volunteers and the need for them, I would imagine, is great in this organization as you're working with so many different young women and on so many different initiatives. What sort of volunteer opportunities are available if people would like to help firsthand with Destined for Greatness?
So we have hygiene kits that we pack, DIY kits. There's a clothing closet for men, women, boys, girls. Destined for Greatness started off as a girls mentoring program in 2010, and we expanded our services in 2016 to be a community resource center for the entire families and all individuals. So there's men hygiene kits that need to be packed, women's with sanitary needs, and so forth. So There's a lot of opportunity to donate. You can even donate virtually if you would like to be at home and make one of our spreadsheets or make a flyer for our next event. There's so many ways to get involved.
Again, more information and info on ways you can get involved and get in contact with Shadora and the entire team at Destined for Greatness can be found at dfgdetroit.com. That is dfgdetroit.com. You can also call them 313-414-3680, 313-414-3680 for more information. In other ways, Shadora, what are some other ways that people can help your organization at this time if they're looking to get involved or they're looking, of course, to help with any sort of ongoing initiatives now or in the future?
So we would like to thank our special partners over at Share Detroit. If they can go to Share Detroit and donate, and they can see all of our upcoming initiatives. Share Detroit has been a great partner in helping us not only achieve greatness with getting volunteers, but also getting our students involved in community events. We took over 30 students and their parents to the opening game day sponsored by Share Detroit and one of its founders, Roger Steed. So definitely follow Share Detroit. All of our updated information is on sharedetroit.org, and getting to know about everything we're doing so that you can be in the know about what the needs are.
And again, more information, dfgdetroit.com, or by calling 313-414-3680, 313-414-3680. You can also send Destined for Greatness an email at dfgmentoring@yahoo.com, dfgmentoring@yahoo.com, and find Destined for Greatness also on Facebook as well as Instagram and on YouTube as well. Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Search Destined for Greatness. Shadora, another minute with you before we'll say goodbye. Anything else you'd like people to know at this time about Destined for Greatness or any of the initiatives you have ongoing or coming up?
So the goal of the program never stops. Our mission has never changed. And our goal is to make sure families thrive and not just survive. So definitely, if you can help out in any way, whether that's wanting to start an initiative under Destined for Greatness, wanting to be involved, or just seeing yourself as one of these young ladies. So like I said before, we want to go take the girls to see the governor during our third acknowledgement and award with the governor's office, and that is on November 17th. We would love to rent 2 16-passenger vans, have some funds for them to eat, as well as little small awards for them being great participants in our program. So if you can, go online and donate. November 17th is approaching fast. If you would like to chaperone and accompany us to the Governor's Service Award located at the Fox Theater in Detroit downtown, you're more than welcome to do that also. But I want to thank you all. I want to thank you, Tyler, with such a wonderful interviewer, Share Detroit, Ms. Janet, and Carly over there. They've truly blessed us amazingly. So thank you all.
And we thank you as well, Shadora. I appreciate you coming on and telling us more about the great work you're doing to help a lot of young women in our local area and have been doing for over 12 years now. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
More information, again, dfgdetroit.com, dfgdetroit.com, or sharedetroit.org. That will do it for this Tuesday edition of the Megacast. As always, you can keep up to date with us on our website, civiccentertv.com/megacast. You'll find information on all of our partnering stations in your local area and all across the great state of Michigan, and find each one of our full shows and individual interviews on demand. If you can only tune in for a few minutes between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. each day for our live show, or you tuned in late and just saw our interview with Shadora but missed our other talks and conversations and news updates today, you can find us online this afternoon, civiccentertv.com/megacast. While you're there, head over to our local news page for up-to-date information on COVID-19 from the Centers for Disease Control, the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, and the Oakland County Health Division, as well as news updates from across the state. Big thank you to our crew, Calvin Brown and Jared Clark at Master Control. That will do it for this edition of the Megacast. We'll return soon with a new episode.
This is My Michigan TV. Around here, we just call it My.